successful. So, for example, I said that these graphic images and emotional ads are mostly effective. But I think for your culture, for your country, maybe you want to test those ads and see if they resonate with the population. But it's possible that other strategies will be necessary. So to do that, a carefully done campaign will start with qualitative studies, such as focus groups. You're trying to talk to the people whose behavior you want to change, to find out what will likely be salient messages for them, leverage points, something that you can highlight that will get them thinking about and ultimately changing their behavior. So we start with qualitative data, but eventually we move to quantitative data so that we can test the messages and get a better sense of whether the campaign is likely to work. And I don't know if you can see all of this, but this just underlines that this is a multi-step process. This is based in the theories of health behavior change. And what's important is to measure the exposure to the campaign among the population, but also to measure what we call receptivity. The easy way to think about it is, do people like your ads? Do they find them compelling? And then the next step in that process, is it shifting their attitudes? And the key to a successful campaign is to come up with those beliefs about tobacco that are closely tied to the behavior that you want to change. And then working backwards, you think of messages that you can use to start changing those attitudes. So the purpose of formative research, you're talking to the consumers, you're talking to your audience to understand the factors that influence their beliefs about the behavior. Find those leverage points, and then tailor your messages to those points and test them to see if your message is getting through. And then after that, if you're talking to youth, think about, can you use social media? Can you use the internet to deliver your messages? Or is TV the best strategy? So what mix of messages and through what channels will you be most effective? And Tuffy, can you give me the 5-minute warning? So what do we want to learn from the formative research? So much of the evidence for campaigns comes from the US, Australia, and Europe. And while I think there are many really good lessons from this literature, I think it is important for each culture to understand what messages and strategies will be most salient. I think just taking messages and translating them from English to Arabic may not be the best strategy. By getting people that are in your target audience involved in the process, you can get key insights that may make your campaign more effective than those in the past. So if you think about this formative research in 3 stages, first you do an exploratory phase.